I think the street action is not really coming together the way that party wants it to come together. But I think that the action in the courts and the lawsuits and the lawfare is working overtime and is working very effectively. And also the retrenchment and kind of reorganizing their revenue flow from NGOs and various wealthy parties who contribute and support those NGOs. You know, they're rebuilding a system that was partially dismantled when the USAID was blown up. But I think that lawfare thing is very dangerous and very perilous. It's not good for our country. It's destroying people's faith in the legal system.
Would you say
it's making a mockery of the legal system?
Is it just going more private now, since it's not?
No, it's not private. This is taking place in the legal arena. You know, you've basically got the lawyer Norm Eisen, who's a behind the scenes lawfare guy. Many people probably don't recognize the name or know what he looks like.
Oh, I recognize it as like one of the worst scumbags in the history of our nation.
I think that's pretty close.
Yeah.
He's been a kind of a presence at many of the seditious events of the last 10 years. You know, if you look back at the hearings that preceded impeachment number 1, he was one of the committee attorneys that, and at the time it was a committee that was chaired and dominated by the Democratic Party. And he was one of their chosen counsels. And, you know, he's had his hand in that. He's had his hand in Russiagate, the Mar-a-Lago thing. He was a presence behind Jack Smith organizing his prosecutions, and basically Norm Eisen and Mary McCord, who's also been leapfrogging around from one job to another in the federal government, from the Department of Justice to, I think she was in the FBI for a while. You know, she goes from one place to another. She's now in, you know, Georgetown University occupies a kind of a holding pen for these people. You know, when they're out of power or they're out of an official job, Georgetown absorbs them like a kind of an amoeba and gives them a place to dwell for a while in safety. And Mary McCord is there. Mary McCord was also, you know, involved in the first impeachment and the J6 committee. Norm Eisen was involved with setting up the J6 committee. These are really nefarious people.
Yeah, really terrible.
And that's where the real action is right now. It is real sophisticated sedition.
Well, yeah, we had Christina Bobb, who was the lawyer on hand at the Mar-a-Lago raid, on the show. So she really gave us a very clear picture of how that on the ground and the lawfare operation were going on.